Veteran actor William Shatner, best known for his iconic role as Captain James T. Kirk in the 1960s television series Star Trek, has long been a symbol of bold exploration and galactic unity. For generations, fans embraced the show's optimistic vision of the future, a universe where a diverse crew worked together to navigate the stars. Star Trek stood apart in television history as a beacon of teamwork and hope. However, the reality behind the scenes told a starkly different story. While the crew on screen united against alien threats and mysterious phenomena, off-camera, the set was rife with personal conflicts, fistfights, and power struggles. As Shatner himself once admitted, tensions ran high. There were lots of times that fights broke out, he recalled, attributing it to the pressure of delivering the best possible show. At the center of much of this behind-the-scenes drama stood Shatner, a figure as captivating and controversial as the character he portrayed. Shatner's story began with drama befitting his future stardom. Born during a record-breaking snowstorm on March 22, 1931, in Montreal, Canada, his mother couldn't reach the hospital in time, and so he entered the world at home. From an early age, Shatner displayed a flair for performance. At just 8 years old, he joined an acting school run by a prominent Canadian actress, and by 10, he was already performing professionally. His first role was on a CBC radio program called The Magic Flute, soon followed by a stage appearance in Tom Sawyer, where audiences marveled at his presence and confidence. In 1948, Shatner enrolled at McGill University, though by his own admission, he wasn't a particularly dedicated student. He frequently skipped classes, devoting himself instead to writing and acting. In 1950, he starred in a student play that caught the attention of CBC producers, leading to his first television appearance. By 1956, he took a leap of faith and moved to New York City to pursue acting full-time. His big break came on Broadway with a role in Tamburlaine the Great. Although the production only lasted 20 performances, it opened the door to television and film opportunities. Over the late 1950s and early 1960s, Shatner became a familiar face on American TV, with appearances in Alfred Hitchcock Presents, The Defenders, and The Outer Limits. It was Shatner's performances on The Twilight Zone that truly stood out. In the 1960 episode Nick of Time, he played a man obsessed with a fortune-telling machine. In 1963's unforgettable Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, he portrayed a terrified passenger convinced there was a creature on the airplane wing. These roles showcased his ability to portray characters on the edge, a skill that would prove crucial for his most defining role. Before Star Trek, however, Shatner nearly took a very different career path. He starred as Alexander the Great in a failed TV pilot opposite Adam West. Had the show been picked up, Shatner might never have played Captain Kirk. But in 1966, everything changed. NBC rejected the original Star Trek pilot starring Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Pike, calling it too slow and too intellectual. Rather than cancel the project, the network ordered a rare second pilot. Shatner, then working in New York, watched the first episode and was impressed by its ambition, though he felt the actors lacked warmth. When Hunter declined to return, Shatner seized the opportunity. He reimagined the role of the captain. Kirk would not be stiff or overly formal. Drawing inspiration from naval hero Horatio Hornblower and his own performance as Alexander the Great, Shatner infused Kirk with charisma, curiosity, and humor. He made the character accessible and human, a leader who could stare down alien threats while still cracking jokes with his crew. His performance added emotional texture to the show, making it both intellectually engaging and emotionally rich. One of his most demanding performances came in the episode The Enemy Within, where a transporter accident split Kirk into good and evil versions. Shatner had to portray both personas, often in the same scene, revealing the complex psychology beneath the character's confident exterior. It was during this episode that Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock, created the iconic Vulcan neck pinch, a peaceful solution to avoid a violent confrontation. Despite brilliant collaborations, tensions between Shatner and Nimoy were frequent. Both actors often rewrote dialogue to better serve their characters, sometimes at the expense of supporting roles. During the fan-favorite episode The Trouble with Tribbles, Shatner and Nimoy reportedly spent 14 hours revising their lines, frustrating writer David Gerrold, who saw much of his work cut. These actions fed resentment among the cast and contributed to Shatner's reputation as a dominant and sometimes egocentric figure on set. By the third season, off-screen tensions escalated. The cast often joked that the show had become the Shatner-Nimoy show, reflecting the growing focus on Kirk and Spock. But not all tensions were playful. During the Paradise Syndrome, Shatner and Nimoy clashed over Kirk's emotional arc, delaying filming until creator Gene Roddenberry intervened. Shatner's jealousy also flared during The Man Trap when he repeatedly walked into Nimoy's shot, forcing multiple retakes. Still, moments of unity stood out, like the historic interracial kiss between Kirk and Uhura. Despite studio hesitation, Shatner and Nichelle Nichols ensured it stayed in the episode by deliberately ruining alternate takes. The grueling filming schedule, often over 16 hours a day, strained Shatner's personal life. He missed countless family dinners, holidays, and even his daughter's birthday. By the show's end in 1969, he was divorced and broke, living in a camper and struggling to find work. He wrapped leftover Star Trek props as Christmas gifts for his children. His fortunes changed in 1979 when Star Trek: The Motion Picture brought Kirk back to the big screen. Despite a chaotic production, the film's success revived the franchise. The sequel, The Wrath of Khan, 1982, was a massive hit and solidified Star Trek's place in pop culture. Shatner became an icon, though not all his projects succeeded. In 1989, he directed Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, which flopped due to creative conflicts and budget problems. He later admitted he wasn't ready to direct such a major film. Shatner's career took an unexpected turn in the 1980s with the hit police drama T.J. Hooker. Initially hesitant, he threw himself into the role, doing many of his own stunts. In 1997, he became the face of Priceline.com, earning millions in stock thanks to his quirky negotiator persona. From 2004 to 2008, Shatner starred as eccentric lawyer Denny Crane in Boston Legal. His improvisation and chemistry with James Spader became a highlight of the show. Beyond acting, he explored music, releasing a surprisingly well-received album in 2004, produced by Ben Folds. He also authored over 30 books, including the Tech War series and a memoir titled Leonard, reflecting on his complex friendship with Nimoy. Even in his 90s, Shatner remained active. He released a blues album in 2020 and published Boldly Go in 2022, chronicling his life and his real-life spaceflight aboard Blue Origin's rocket in 2021. His personal life, marked by 4 marriages and the tragic drowning of his third wife, Nerine Kidd, in 1999, was filled with both heartbreak and resilience. Yet through it all, he stayed close to his daughters and grandchildren.